Good morning and greetings to Encik Muhammad Fadilah bin Wahi, our Occupational Safety and Health Lecturer. So today, our group member that consisting me, Nurshafina binti Saufi, 20 DSK 20F 2018, VENESSA VANDDA ANAK NINTING, 20 DSK 20F 2010, NURUL AIDA binti LIZAM, 20 DSK 20F 2033, and ASFAWATI binti HADNAN, 20 DSK 20F 2015 will be presenting about the safety of the environment. There is 4 categories of the safety of the environment, which is the category 1 is indoor air quality and respiratory level, number 2 lighting and sightness, number 3 temperature and humidity, and the last one is noise and hearing. So the first presenter will be presenting about the indoor air quality and respiratory level.
Indoor air quality and respiratory level. Indoor air quality is an important health and safety concern for workplaces. It also describes how inside air can affect a person's health, comfort, and ability to work. Poor indoor air quality can lead to discomfort, ill health, and in the workplace, absenteeism and lower productivity. When indoor air is not adequate, there may be issues such as increased health issues, which is eye and respiratory irritations, and in rare cases, more serious health issues, which is carbon monoxide poisoning. Number 2 is absenteeism and loss of productivity. And number 3 is strained relations between employees and employers. Examples of common indoor air contaminants is carbon dioxide from building occupants and combustion of fuels such as gas and oil furnaces and heaters. Number 2, carbon asbestos gases, including formaldehyde from building materials. One of the strategies for controlling the quality in indoor air is exposure control. It includes adjusting the time and location of building occupancy to minimize exposure to intentionally released air contaminants. Next presenter.
The next category is lighting and sightness. In industrial or office setting, proper lighting makes all work tasks easier. People receive about 85% of their information through their sense of light. Appropriate lighting without glare or shadow can reduce eye fatigue and headache. It also reduces the chance of accidents and injuries from momentary blindness, while the eye adjusts to brighter or darker surroundings. The ability to see at work depends not only on lighting but also on the time to focus on an object. Fast-moving objects are very hard to see. Next one is the size of an object. The very small objects are very hard to see. And the third one is brightness. Too much or too little reflected light make objects hard to see. To correct insufficient light, number 1 is you have to replace the bulb on a regular schedule. Number 2, clean light fixtures regularly. Number 3, add more light fixture in appropriate place. Number 4, paint wall and ceiling light colors so light can be reflected. The number 5 is use more reflected light and local lighting to eliminate shadows. And the last one is do not position the workstation with the light fixture directly behind worker. So how to conduct a more lighting survey? Number 1 is a complete lighting survey may be needed to identify and solve more subtle or complicated problems. A complicated lighting survey requires complex equipment and practical experience. And the next one is follow the manufacturer instruction for the proper handling, care and maintenance of instruments. So the next presenter will be presenting about temperature and humidity.
Temperature and humidity. The temperature of our environment can have a significant effect on our physical capacity. As we all know, when it is excessively hot or humid, we tend to move slower and become tired faster because this condition requires more energy. Similarly, cool environment can cause tightening of the muscle, which also limits our ability to perform some tasks. Climate control is particularly important for minimizing effort and for the reduction of muscle injury. It is often assumed blanket conditioning of all space will effectively accommodate all types of organizational needs. This is not the case. Temperature control is one area where it may be necessary and more economical to consult an expert before a new scheme is implemented. Wherever possible, variation in environmental conditions should be controllable within a facility. Special consideration should be given to whether patents for unprotected or frequently exposed areas such as loading docks, outdoor passages, and unconditioned storage space. Next for the presentation.
Lastly is noise and hearing. Noise is defined as unwanted or excessive sound. It is a stimulant that in the right amount spurs productivity. However, research shows that this noise contributes more to workplace distraction than poor lighting or air quality. Exposure to noise increases our mental workload, which in turn affects heart rate levels and our capacity for physical activity. Cost-driven organizations shall contribute to the rising noise level by increasing worker density. Contemporary design trends toward hard plaster wall and ceiling, wood floor, metallic finish, and expanses of glass do very little to absorb unwanted noise. There are several solutions to reducing non-productivity noise levels. Major acoustical problems may call for the service of specialized consultants, but most can be dealt with the interior designer through planning and material selection. The most effective way to reduce the noise level in a space is by lowering occupant density. People should be located as far apart as possible, balanced against the efficient use of space. If possible, locate adjacent workers at least 8 feet apart. Directional characteristics of sound should be considered in layout.